It's 2020 and we live in a society where being woke is a thing. What exactly does being woke mean? Being socially conscious, politically correct, socially aware of what's going on in society, and just being mindful of the changes that are happening in the world today. Now, there are people who are very mindful of social change and all the different things that are happening in the world, and being able to adjust to what we're more mindful of now compared to the previous generation. But then it causes a lot of conflict. A lot of people agree and disagree with one another. There's a lot of debates going on in this world. But one thing that bothers me the most is when people like to be woke but aren't authentic about it. Because if you feel strongly about a cause, you have to be honest about it. You can't just say you support something and then not actually believe it. Oftentimes there's people who like to support things just for the sake of being trendy or jumping on a bandwagon rather than understanding and believing why it is the right way to feel or the right thing to support. So I just want to note some things to those people because we need a little bit more authenticity in this world and honesty. And when it comes to these kinds of polarizing subjects, there's a lot of debate that goes on in there, and more importantly, a lot of contradiction, and I want to point that out. First things first, you can't shame someone for saying something incorrect and then you do the exact same thing right after. You can't eat on a kid who starts laughing about the homophobic F word, and you know what word I'm talking about, and then go to someone else and say, hey, did you hear Kevin laughing about the F word because it's inappropriate, so I shut him down. What a homophobic retard. Do you see what the problem is there? You shame someone for using a politically incorrect term, and then you use another politically incorrect term to make yourself look like the better person in this situation. Because overall, you just look like a complete douche. Second of all, it's important to speak to understand when you're in a debate, not to shut someone down immediately. If you're speaking to someone who has a polarizing opinion about something that is absolutely different from yours, engage in conversation. A debate is fine just as long as you make the points that you want to make and you also listen to the other side's points in order to understand. And if you still don't agree with them at the end of the day, that is absolutely fine because it's all about education. And education is not going to happen if you're just going to start yelling at each other. You can't speak and expect someone to listen to you, and when they're speaking, you shut them down mid-conversation. You know, I'm not sure if I really feel about that way because engage in a civil conversation, not an episode of Judge Judy. And finally, this is for people who like to do controversial stuff. Only do a hot take if you actually believe in that hot take. And by hot take, I mean controversial opinion. Because there's a lot of people who like to say these things that would drive others wild or stir up a little conflict, but then they only do it because they like the attention. They want to get all those angry tweets back coming at them. And honestly, that's kind of sad. So if we believe in a cause and we support it or otherwise, it's important to be authentic about it. Like, be honest with yourself. There's no point in lying about it or acting a different way just to kind of put on a facade. Well, what do you think? What are your thoughts on being fake woke and actually socially conscious? Let me know in the comments below if you've ever had any experiences with anyone who's been like that. Thanks for watching another edition of Steven's Corner. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to the Evolution 1079 channel. There's a lot of cool videos there, especially other episodes of Steven's Corner, so don't miss out on that.